Here today, and thanks Uncle Craig for that fantastic welcome to country. I don't know about you, but I've been following politics fairly closely recently, and there's this slightly maniacal figure on the political stage that seems to spend a lot of time destroying things and sending off angry tweets and texts. Somebody who seems to be more interested in the vested interests of his friends and feathering the nest of his big donors than he is in looking after people or doing anything useful with public office. With any luck, he'll be gone soon. No, I'm not talking about Donald Trump, I'm talking about John Barilaro, our Deputy Premier. You know, it was an extraordinary thing, it's an extraordinary sequence of events. You're about to hear from Kate Fairman and Penny Sharp, who sat on the Upper House inquiry into koalas earlier this year, and that inquiry handed down a brilliant report that outlined a terrible crisis. That is the crisis that koalas are facing in this state, on the track for extinction by 2050. That report outlined a number of things that needed to be urgently done to ensure that that terrible fate for koalas does not happen in this state. And since then, all we've had is a Premier who was willing to take down the government so that he could, and his property developer mates could, clear koala habitat to make room for property developments. We've seen a government that had a bushfire inquiry report handed down a couple of months ago, and their first response, after every expert, scientists, firefighters, landholders, farmers, conservationists, after all of those people outlined what urgently needs to be done to protect this state against bushfire, their first response was to say, oh no, we know best. We're going to decide that it's going to be easier to cut down trees.
Wrong.
In this Parliament next week, two pieces of terrible legislation will be introduced. One you've heard of, which is the koala legislation, which will make it easier to cut down koala habitat. But the one you might not have heard about is a law that will make it possible for property owners to clear 25 metres from their fence line without a permit, without any kind of approval, under the guise of fire protection. There is no fire expert in this state that says that that is necessary or that it's going to do anything to protect against fire. But John Barilaro and the New South Wales Nationals, in partnership with the Liberals, think that they know best. It is high time in this state we started putting the public interest first and before the interests of property developers.
Yay!
The politicians in this building need to understand this. Every single time they try to destroy our natural environment, every single time they make it harder for our species to survive, we will be there. We will be there every single step of the way, and we'll be there on election day as well. Thanks so much for being here.